My name is Mariette Jones. I'm a senior lecturer in law here at Middlesex University, and I'm module leader for Tort as well as company and corporate law. So, and my research project, my main research project at this stage is on defamation and libel laws. My interest in this area of law was piqued because of the recent legislative changes in England. In 2013 we had a new act on defamation, the Defamation Act 2013, and that tries to a certain extent to balance freedom of expression with your right to protect your reputation, because this jurisdiction was seen as being very claimant friendly at the expense of freedom of expression. And I decided to have a look at what other jurisdictions are doing, so I'm doing a comparative analysis. And surprisingly, I found that, maybe not so surprisingly, I found that many other jurisdictions, right from the start, prioritize certain rights. So in Germany, in their Grundgesetz, or their constitution, they give priority to the inherent dignity of man, or woman, I would suppose. And this means that this ranks higher than most other rights. And if you go to America, it's just the opposite. Freedom of expression is protected very keenly there, and that also is a constitutional protection. So the First Amendment gives primacy to this. So to an extent, freedom of expression trumps, pardon the expression, most other rights. And that brings me to a very interesting case study that I'm following keenly now, and that of course is the defamation trial that Mrs. Trump is pursuing in both England and in America, because that really, for me, throws light on the difference in approach between these two jurisdictions. So in America, Mrs. Trump faces a really uphill battle. She will have to prove that the Daily Mail published an article that was not only defamatory of her, but she will also have to prove that what they said was untrue. And she will also, in addition, have to prove that they published with malice. So that makes it very difficult. Whereas here, even after the 2013 legislative changes, it's much easier for her. She just needs to prove there's a defamatory statement, that it identifies her, and that it affects, or negatively affects her reputation. And then the ball is in the court of the Daily Mail. So the burden of proof really shifts in that instance onto the journalist. And for many journalists, the main defense that you have in these instances is to prove that what you're saying is true. But if you are in the situation where you have to, for example, protect your sources, that makes it very difficult. And for the Daily Mail in this instance, they already published a retraction, so they already admitted that what they were saying was not true. So that cuts off their defense. So I'm really hoping that this doesn't get settled out of court, because it is a very good case study for what I'm researching at the moment. So my philosophy in research is that in doing a comparative analysis, it has to be of some use to what we're doing, and the use here would be to analyze to what extent does the recent legislative changes do what they set out to do.